half a mile. Here we go. Now this is the one that we want to see. DoorDash in 2025 on a Monday. Okay, so last time I made a video like this, I believe it was the weekend. We got a lot of shopping pays. And somebody in the comment section said, why don't you see what it's like on a Monday or during the weekday? It's 2:17. And look at that. We can't dash now because we don't play DoorDash's games and take the trash. Now, full transparency, I haven't dashed in 9 months. I'm not going to take anything, but I want to show you what in my market they send me with my stats and whatever. But I can't do anything until I think 3 o'clock. No, 3:30 now. It just said 3. Now it's 3:30. If you don't play these companies' games, they basically put you in timeout. That's what this is. So we'll go ahead and save this dash, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Give you guys a little tip though, because some of you might be new. Now, sometimes when you have to schedule, it will allow you to start a dash even with the schedule if there's enough time in between. And you can like delete that one and then start. So it might sometimes tell you no, and then literally minutes later, depending on amount of dashers or orders or whatever that they use to decide how many people they need, right? You might be able to dash now after you've already scheduled. So if you're out there and you're in your car, don't just wait for 3:30. You might be able to get on before. Just a little tip, bonus tip. Yeah, you know while we're waiting, let me show you a little trick. It's been a while. You guys see that? I clicked on the downtown zone, dash along the way. Let's see if they send us anything. That's a way to get orders. I'll do it in real time. I'm gonna keep the camera running, okay? And they might send me something that's in that zone. They might send me something in my zone that goes towards that zone. That's how dash along the way works. Look at the time at the top left, 2:23. 2:23. We started this video at 2:17. I said, maybe we'll get something. It tells you spot saved until 2:53 p.m. This is a Monday in St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri, however you want to say it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. So this is what we get as a dasher. If you don't take trash every once in a while, it won't always be trash. If you don't keep that AR up, I can be able to dash. Now, I remember when I was doing DoorDash, I never really had this problem. I would rarely see, regardless of my AR, it was always just busy or pink or whatever. And even if it wasn't right in that moment, a couple minutes would go by and then boom, I was able to dash now. So these companies, DoorDash in particular, they've made it harder for you just to try to even earn any kind of money with putting in these tiers, these parameters, these blockers, these dangling carrots, shall we say. You do something for me and then I'll give you access to the platform. Listen, it's a business. I'm not here to debate whether that's right or wrong. You know, we're independent, we're not independent, we're employees without benefits. I'm not here for that. I really, everybody's opinion will be different on that, right? I think I can see both sides, I will say that. But if you're trying to earn, and I'm trying to make a few bucks before I got to go to my W-2 tonight, or I just got off of work and I'm trying to make some money, you can't. You can't. You're blocked. The app blocks you because you don't have the metrics. Now, dash along the way will sometimes work, and I'll show you this because I've used it in videos before, and and many of you that might be watching this might do it, and you might actually get some benefit from it. So I wanted to see if anything would pop up here. It's been a couple of minutes, not one offer, right? But I show these things because you gotta, there you go. This is in real time. So $9, 7 miles. That's not horrible. Considering we weren't gonna make any money at all, instead of waiting until 3:30 or really 3:15, because you can dash 15 minutes before. Hey, there's $9. Now I got to drive a little bit, right? But it takes me to a zone that I can probably maybe work there. Not the end of the world, right? So I do that, that's in real time. Boom, right there. Because I wasn't able to work in Webster Groves, but the Dash app does give you opportunity to work somewhere else. Not horrible. I show these things right here. Boom, boom. So new dashers can have a little bit of information, and maybe some of your OGs. Now I'm not, it says I can't work. It says I can't work. Well, maybe you can. And maybe that offer would have been less mileage. I've seen it to where it would have been $9 for 3. I've seen Dash Along the Way $20 for 7. Hey, who's not taking that? Most of us are, right? So don't limit yourself with opportunity because the app tells you can't do exactly what you want to do in the moment. It sucks, but you got to know the go-arounds, the in-betweens. You got to know the little things you could do to manipulate the app. Not that this is manipulation because they put it in themselves for you. I'm glad that popped up because you can see in real time, hey, I can get something, right? I can get something instead of waiting until 3:30. Check the time, 2:27. All right, so we just exited. I ended that dash because I'm just doing this for purposes of teaching and actually some laughs as well. So I clicked the zone below me, Melville, right? And this now it tells me offers available, exclamation point, average 4-minute wait. Let's test that theory. So that's the zone below me. I'm only a few miles away. Let's see, look at the time, 2:27, navigate to zone. So you guys see the blue dot? I'm only actually a couple of miles away from that zone. Now you don't have to go all the way to the middle of that zone. You just need to go right where that red line is, okay? That's all you gotta do is go right where the red line, oh, there's one. Pizza Hut. So that Pizza Hut is, I think that's one that's actually kind of close. And 7 for 7.3, not great. You know, the first one was a little over $1 a mile. This is this is less than $1 a mile actually, but basically $1 a mile. Who's taking that? A lot of times with Dash Along the Way, you're gonna get longer mileage. Not all the time, but most of the time you'll get longer mileage for your money, but it is what it is. So that took like less than a minute. I'm gonna keep the camera rolling. Let's see if we get something else, but I was trying to show you guys exactly. All you gotta do is go right to the red line. I mean, we're probably 3 miles maybe from that red line, maybe a little bit more. You don't need to go all the way where it's telling you to go in the middle of the zone. A lot of times it wants you right in the middle because then you're just, you know, driving more. It's just really stupid. Go to the red line and then boom, you'll be able to dash right away. You're right in that zone. And you know what DoorDash is gonna send you all over the place. It's gonna send you zone to zone sometimes, at least in my market where you see the zones are kind of stacked on top of each other and they're very close. I could be when I was doing DoorDash, I don't do it anymore. I was 3 or 4 zones, 3 or 4 zones each time. It was just like, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. All right, so 2:29. I'll keep the camera rolling for another 30 seconds. You guys put in the comment section, are we gonna get something again? And what do you think is gonna happen when I'm able to dash now at 3:15? So I got a little bit of time here. This ain't gonna be an hour-long video. I'll come back at that time. But are we gonna get something else taking us in that area? And do you use this feature in the app? This is Monday, St. Louis, Missouri, 2:30 Central Time. This is what the experience is like for a dasher. We've seen 2 orders, not able to, oh, there's another one. That's the same one. Look at the map, look at the icon. Same one, they added $1. That's the same exact order, guys. They added $1. Just within about a minute, they added $1. That's base pay. The customer didn't add that tip there. They didn't add more money. That's base pay. They added $1 for me to go and work right now and end up in a totally different zone. That zone might have less dashers. It definitely doesn't have more orders. It probably has less people working in it. Anyways, 3 offers, all Dash Along the Way. Could be an opportunity for some of you guys. 2:30. Check the time. 2:35. Now it says it's busy. Now it says I can dash. That's what I'm saying. I make these videos. Maybe this will help somebody. So instead of like twiddling your thumbs and I gotta wait an hour, no, you don't. Let's dash now. In real time. There we go. All right. How long will it take before we get something? I want you guys to put some comments in the comment section. Are we gonna see something good, something bad? Are we gonna see over $2 a mile? $3 a mile? Okay. First order in the zone, $12, 5.7. Namaste Restaurant and Bar. Historically, sometimes there's a little bit of a wait there. This actually keeps me in the zone. Guaranteed include tips, $12. We're not gonna take that. Well, I mean, listen, at this time of day, I probably would. I would probably take that. At 2:36, I mean, it's not even dinner yet. Cash flow's decent. We'll decline it though. All right, would you guys take that? Yes or no? As I see these orders, this is Monday at 2:30. We weren't able to dash. We had to schedule. And like I said, you keep checking. You go back in, boom. It says it's busy, just like that, right? So we're going to run down. We'll keep this live for a little bit. We'll see what kind of orders we get. And you guys tell me in the comment section, good or bad, yes or no, and why, okay? Last time I did this, 8 out of the 10 orders, I think, were all shopping pays, right? And so far, we haven't seen any of those. We've gotten 4 offers. All of them were, we got a 7, a couple of 7s, 9. I think we got the 7 turned into an 8 or something, right? And then we got a 12. So the cash flow on these isn't horrible. We started this dash with a 59% AR, which puts us, I believe, in like the silver, right? You got to have 70% to get the platinum. I'm doing this for educational purposes and entertainment. I am not taking any of these. I don't care if it says $100, not doing it, right? Not that we'd see a $100 order anyways, right? But you guys tell me what you think. How long is it going to take? Oh, Uber's telling me it's busy at the airport. Well, I'm not working today. Today's a day off for me. I had other things to do, all right? Everybody say hi to the plants. Hi, plants. How you doing? All right. Let's see what we got here. 2:38. All right. So immediately they send us something. We decline it. Boom. And these are the hot spots. You got a McDonald's. You got a Wingstop. That's not that close. You got a McAllister's. Here's another one. $8.50 for 4. I would take that. I would probably take that. Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely probably take that. It's over $2 a mile at this time of day. So listen, no shopping pays like last time. This is Monday. This is what we're getting. So far, both of these over $2 a mile in this particular zone. It's not horrible. I'm showing you this in real time. I don't know if what I'm going to get. I have no idea what kind of video this is going to be. I don't know if they're going to send me $2 orders, $3 orders. I have no clue. I'm doing this in real time, so you see exactly what St. Louis is about on a Monday for somebody that hasn't dashed in 9 months with an AR, and it's going to wind up being in the mid 50%, right? 50 whatever, right? So listen, y'all tell me. Good, bad. Here's our first one. Look at this one. This is the worst one of all of them. So this Aldi is, I could walk to the Aldi, and I've walked to the Aldi many times. Only 2 items. Let's see what the items are. Sometimes that makes a difference. Earthly grains ready to serve. So these rices are like $1. So somebody wants $3 worth of rice, right? Only 2 of them, and $4.50. Note, there's no tip on that order. I would not go into an Aldi and shop for $4.50. You are absolutely out of your mind. If you guys would, hey, do you. But I would not do that. No way. I'm good. Now, it wouldn't take long, but I'm shopping. There's a line, maybe $4.50. I'm good. Kobe, right in the trash. Y'all tell me, when I started this channel, I would say Kobe when I was declining orders. I mean, it kind of was a fun thing. I made that. I mean, I didn't make the Kobe hashtag up. That's from David Chappelle. But yeah, I think a lot of y'all like this. If you're OG watching this, you know exactly where that's from. I had to bring it back just for this video real quick. So let's see. 240, we've seen 1, 2, what's that? The 5th order. 3 dash along the ways, and then 2 within this zone. That was the worst one by far. I mean, you can't shop for $4.50. That's really, really, really bad. It's not good. So I plan on doing these every once in a while, just showing you guys, you know, what I am missing by not doing DoorDash. But really, am I missing anything? Not really. I think what we got to remember is you're not really missing much with any of these apps, right? Because they're so similar in the amount of money you can make. When it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, some are going to be offering more opportunities than others. Some will pay you more season to season, maybe day to day. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm not missing much. I'm not missing big money out here, right? I mean, look what we're getting. This isn't, you know, these are just opportunities, but it's not like they're not great. They're not great, right? $4.50? I mean, that's insane. All right, so here we go. So there's a Katrina is the one that we declined. And then now they added some money. So what was that? Wasn't it like $8, $8.50? So now they added $3, but now you got to go to Dairy Queen and 2 different customers' houses. Okay, that's the same order. Okay, let me expand this if I can. Does it let me do that? Yeah. Hold on here. Let me see. I should be able to. So 2 different people's homes. I think that's a different order because. Yeah, it's different because these houses are different. Oh, it went away. Oh, well. It's gone. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That Dairy Queen? No, I'm good. But listen, this is a Monday. We're seeing some opportunities to earn. That's a good thing. Nothing that's, going to change my bank account significantly, right? But I guess the story here is when you try to dash and it says you can't and you have to schedule, make sure you schedule, but keep going back in. Don't just be discouraged. Or you obviously, most of the smart ones out here, we're going to have multiple apps. You turn something else on and then you just dash whenever the scheduled time hits. But if you don't want to wait and you want to cast a wider net, boom, you're good. Here we go. High paying offer. So this is interesting. Your silver status gave you priority for this. $4.25 for 1.5. So why wasn't the other one that was like $2 a mile considered high paying? Kind of strange. I think this is all just games right here. You're basically getting over $3 a mile. That's an order. I've taken orders like that before. That McDonald's is up the street, as you can see by the indication, and then the customer's up the street. But I don't do $4. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. 55. Okay. Ooh, decline. Okay, it went away. So I'm gonna let this run for one more offer. You guys put in the comment section, which of these would you have taken? Is that high paying? It's only high paying based on the mileage. But you got to remember, these things also dependent upon merchant. They're going to take time. So $4 for a McDonald's? Hey, if I'm sitting in the parking lot of McDonald's, hey, maybe, because then maybe it's only half a mile. Here we go. Now this is the one that we want to see. See that plus sign right there? 6 plus for 2.1. This could be a catering order. It could be a big one. It could be a $20, $60 order. I have no idea. This is a great way to end the video. It could also go up to $6.25. It could be $2 base pay and a $4.25 tip. The likelihood of it going up by a quarter or two or a dollar or two is way more likely than it going up significantly more. But we have no idea. There's no item count. There's none of that. That's one I would take. Decent way to end the video. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? You see, you decline a $4.25. If I would have taken that McDonald's, I don't see that what could be a possible banger of a Papa John's. That's why sometimes it's important to be patient. Hope you guys got some value from this video. I no longer do DoorDash, but I like to show you in real time exactly what happens on the app. Here we go. $8.25, 3.4, Royals, Liquor, and Papa John's. The icons, they're right down the street from one another, separated by maybe 4 or 5 blocks. Customers live close. That's not a horrible offer. Once again, it's 2 merchants though, so a lot more work than you really want to do, but it is what it is. Be patient. In real time, this is a DoorDash app, 2025 on a Monday in the middle of the afternoon. I hope you got some value from this. I hope you got some value and learned something from this video. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. See you next time.